So the first thing I'm doing, as always, is priming the eye area so that our eyeshadows don't crease or smudge throughout the day. So if you are living somewhere that's quite humid, ensure to carry out this step to prevent the natural oils that your eyes produce from breaking down your eye makeup throughout the day. Cara's eye makeup is quite minimal, but yet it's still striking, so I'm starting out with this skin tone shade from the Naked 2 palette called Foxy, and I'm applying it just underneath the brow bone to add a little lift to that area. Next I'm going to work on the crease, so I'm taking the shade Naked from the original Naked palette, and I'm going to begin by working this into the socket. So we aren't doing anything too fancy today, so just focus on blending that shadow until it's nicely faded. We only want a light wash of colour in the crease. As I'm blending the shadow, you'll notice that when I get to the outer corner of my eye, I'm sweeping the colour in a sideways V shape, and I'm doing this to subtly elongate the eyes. To add a little bit of depth, I'm taking this darker brown shade from the Naked palette called Book and applying it a little deeper in the crease. You won't need to buff this shadow out as much due to applying the previous shade. Starting with light coloured shadows and working your way to dark will really help to achieve that nice gradient effect. So jumping back to the Naked 2 palette, I'm taking this silvery shade called Verve and applying it to the eyelid. I'm using patting motions to ensure that we don't get any fallout, and also to ensure that we have a nice even opaque layer of colour. Next, I am lightly defining the upper lash line with Blackout from the Naked 2 palette. Doing this step will not only add definition to the eye, but it will also help conceal the band of the false lashes that I'm about to apply. Once I have that line drawn down, I'm taking a brush and using back and forth sweeping motions to soften the eyeshadow, as I don't want it to be too harsh. I still want some definition however, so I'm going back in with a little more black and applying it as close to the upper lash line as possible. When I'm stressed, I pick and pull at my eyelashes, and they're quite sparse at the moment, so mascara alone won't do, so I'm going to pop on a pair of these sultry false lashes and then move on to the eyeliner. So for that pop of colour along the lower lash line, I'm taking one of the Gosh Velvet Touch eyeliners. I adore these liners, they come in a fantastic range of shades and they're nice and creamy too, and they won't tug at the eyes. So due to the creamy consistency, you will need to set that liner in place so that it doesn't smudge or smear. To do that and to deepen the colour slightly, I'm taking this gorgeous teal eyeshadow from Catrice and applying it right on top of that eyeliner. All you need to do then is to apply some mascara to blend your own lashes in with the false ones, and then that's the eyes complete. So now we're going to move on to the face. Prior to filming, I applied my Avon Ideal Flawless Foundation, and then I'm dusting some of the Makeup Forever Pro Finish Powder Foundation over top of that to set the foundation in place and to also add some extra coverage. I'm not keen on this particular shade of powder foundation. It looks quite pale in the pan, but it's not when it's applied to the skin. Next time I'll pick up the white shade because the product is fantastic, it's very long wearing and I find it's completely sweat proof, so perfect for the warmer weather. I'm going to add some warmth to my face now. I'm taking this face powder from MUA and using it as an all over bronzer. I am using an angled fluffy brush to apply the product to the hollows of my cheeks, along my jawline and also around my forehead and down onto my temples. So now I want to add some definition to my face, so I'm going to do a little bit of sculpting. You could skip this step and just stick with the bronzer if you prefer, but I love the finish that contouring gives. For blush, I'm going in with a coral shade to complement the lip colour that I'm going to apply in a minute. I'm starting out by dabbing the colour just off the apples of my cheeks, and then I'm sweeping it backwards so that it blends nicely with the contour and bronzing products that we applied previously. If you do happen to go a little overboard like I always do, don't worry, just take your foundation brush and lightly bounce over the area to tone down the colour. I don't like to wear a dewy finish foundation. I prefer to mattify the skin and then to add back a glow to the areas that I desire. So next I'm going in with this gorgeous highlight from MUA, and I'm liberally applying it to the tops of my cheekbones to give a lovely sheen to that area. Finally then, for the lips, I'm stepping a little out of my comfort zone and popping on some of this lovely Cara lipstick from Catrice. To intensify that colour and to also add a glossy effect to the lips, I'm applying one of the NYX Butter Glosses over top of that lipstick. And then that'll complete the look. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.